Hello folks, today I bring you two more reviews of one of my favorite Colombian authors, Carolina Andújar. I know these books were published years ago, but it doesn't matter. I will present you today the first two of this saga. So let's start. The first one is Vampyr. Vampyr is the first book of the Carmina Nocturna series, in which we are told an endearing, memorable, and complicated story of the classic vampires. The book is narrated almost entirely by the protagonist of the story, Martina Sekeli, an 18-year-old girl at the beginning of the book who will live the most surprising, dangerous, and thrilling adventures as soon as a vampire arrives to settle in the boarding school where she has lived most of her life, Sainte Marie de Bois, a prestigious boarding school for young ladies located in the 19th century Switzerland. This new resident is Susana Stroessner, and since her arrival nothing will be the same in Martina's life, and in that of the boarding schools at Saint Marie. I love the way the author masterfully narrated the events at the boarding school, the terrible aversion that Susana has for Martina from the beginning, and the terrible events that take place in this place. Martina and her friend Carmen Miranda, as well as Marie, one of the employees of the boarding school, are the ones who will fight together against the malevolent and bloodthirsty being who is looking for much more in Saint Marie than they think. I loved Martina as the main character. She is not a typical submissive girl one would expect from the time and from such a distinguished and rigid boarding school. Instead, she is mischievous, adventurous, witty, and perceptive girl who has a very good heart, but who enjoys getting into mischief and having fun together with her inseparable friend, Carmen Miranda, who I also found a memorable character, who I thought was even braver and more determined than her friend. She is like that friend we would all like to have, who we would know if they're even in the worst and most disastrous moments, and who always has a funny and accurate moment to help us. Of course, it is inevitable not to mention Susanna Stroessner, worthy villain of the story and one of the most cruel and ruthless female characters I have ever read. She is based on Elizabeth Bathory, the Bloody Countess, a woman who really existed, and well, I have nothing but applause for the impact of this character and incredible adaptation that the author has done. Susanna is a woman we all wish we could never come across. Of course, I can't forget one of the most important characters in the novel, who has small appearances in the beginning and from the middle to the end becomes crucial to Martina's life and to the hunt for the vampires. Yes, the mysterious man who has accompanied Martina throughout the years, who has saved her in some of the most dangerous moments for her, but who holds a great mystery. He is the most unknowable character in the book, and overall one of my favorites because of his personality, the complexity of his story, and his relationship with the protagonist. The romance in this novel is given in very small but significant touches, because this story really focuses on the mysteries of these beings that feed on blood and the relentless hunt and pursuit of them. As you may notice, it is a story that has fascinated me completely. It is so complex, so full of dialogues, descriptions, settings, characters, that I myself was surprised when I read complex and great examples of the language and aspects of the period. I felt completely inside the story and the places Carolina described, and to do that, my mates, in a book as long as this one is not easy at all. Vampyr has been a book that left me with mixed emotions, with a perfect blend of descriptions that immerse you in the Victorian era and enduring characters. The author skillfully takes us on a journey of history and fantastic creatures that have been dominated by darkness, fascinating us with the quality of each of its pages. And now let's continue with book number 2 in this series called Vajda, Príncipe Inmortal. The story in this book focuses on Emilia, whose parents want to set her up with the mysterious newcomer Halstead, the most desirable man of all, or so it is said. At first, I loved those two as a couple. I honestly loved them and thought we were going to be shown a love between a creature of light and a creature of darkness. But let's just say that happened with the last couple. I mean, Martina and the mystery boy. I felt a wonderful chemistry between Martina and our visible villain, but soon my illusions were trampled by the arrival of Vajda, the dead king. Then, as I read on, Halstead's and Vajda's past were revealed, and well, it didn't do much for me. One thing to note is that some characters from book 1 appear in this book, just to keep in mind. Emilia lives with her overprotective family, which she wants to get rid of even for a summer. But this is perhaps not a very good idea when you are the neighbor of a vampire, and the skepticism of your acquaintance and relatives does not allow you to be safe. Too bad you realize this too late. I did notice the author's progress. The book hooked me much more. She developed the situations and the characters more, and although some crazy things happened along the pages, she knew how to give them a logical explanation at the moment of explaining them. The ending is good. It was good how the author solved everything by creating all the questions, although here there is a point that was not very clear to me, and it was about Emilia's parents. I couldn't believe it, but in general, I think I recommend it precisely for lovers of the young adult genre with a bit of fantasy. By the way, what I loved most about this book was the story and the detailed journey through Turin. Okay, thanks for watching, and that's all for this video. Hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.